All right. It is better. My apologies. I know probably people are still on the other chat. I don't know. I couldn't leave it up like that because there was nothing. Like my screen was frozen. It just kept saying, like, it doesn't have the end stream button or nothing. I'm probably talking to myself right now. Everybody's over in the other chat. All right. Hi, Jane. Sorry about that. I don't know. That was weird. The wonderful YouTube creator studio that they forced it. They, I guess they've been streaming. They had whatever before, and whatever platform. Anyways, whatever thing they were using before, and now they're forcing us to use this creator studio, and it's, I don't know. Anyway, don't matter. We're here now. Good morning, Glenda. Morning, Jane. Hi again, Claire. Therese. Get my cushion to sit on. Good morning, Jean. Well, I have my protein bar. I've had an Ensure. Hopefully, I shall be good. So I busted out my tablet for the first time in, I don't know, a long time, years. I had to like re-enter Google passwords, and so I didn't even turn this bad boy on in at least a year and a half or two. But I did. I do have Kindle and Audible on my phone. I use Audible a lot, a lot. I really enjoy Audible. Like I used, walking to work or whatever. I'd be listening to books and that. I really like Audible. And as you guys know, I love me some art books, and there aren't very many art books I bought digitally because I like the physical copy. I like to have it in my hand. I like to flip through it. Welcome, my Hannah. Uh, oh my sweet goodness, I feel the most embarrassed. I totally why did I think I Hannah did iCAD? Why was I confusing Daisy Yellow and I Hannah? I'm so sorry. I mean, I followed both of you guys from 10, 11 years ago in 2009 when I started art journaling. I watched Millie Andy, I Hannah, Daisy Yellow, Kelly Kilmer, Journal Girl, Sammy Harding. Those people. So I apologize. I got confusion. I was embarrassed. I'm so sorry. Um, Now, and I know your styles are similar too. I think that's why, right? The beautiful like bright color and watercolor. And I guess that's where the confusion uh, was. But I did. The first book I downloaded was on Kindle. Of course, I go on the other one. So as you guys know, my watercolor journey, like when I really started, was with Anna Victoria Calderon. Oops. See, this is why it's hard. Like, sweet loving goodness. This is why, like, digital, like, when you have a book, you can just flip through it and you want to kind of know, like, when it's digital, you have to, like, play around with it. So I never did buy, you guys know I didn't have done any, lot of art in the past year. Good morning, JD Lou. Oh, that's wonderful. Welcome. Glad you're here. So I didn't buy her book when it first came out. Well, like I was minimum wage. Anyway, I never did buy it. It was $30, whatever. Long story short, I just happened to look at it now that I'm, getting interested in art again after so long, um, and especially watercoloring again. I just happened to, look it up. I mean, it'd been in my like save for later cart, which just has 200 items in it. Who else? How many items are in your save for later cart on Amazon? I'm curious. I kid you not, there's 200 in mine. Because I don't keep wish lists or anything. So instead of wish list, everything I like is in the save for later cart. So long story short, this was on, and I think it still is on Kindle. Her first book, Creative Watercolor, on Kindle. It was $2.99 Canadian. So I think it was like what in Amazon US is like $2 or 2.30 or something like that. How can I, I love physical copies of books, and I did pre-order. I did order her next one, and which I will get a physical copy of. But it was like, wait a second, I could pay $32. Like I could buy a whole heck of a lot of other books for the extra $30, right? So, um, and like on when I that's why I brought up my all the other books I've read on Kindle are all on my phone. Like I have a Huawei, so which has a pretty big screen. But in art books, that's why I had to bust out my tablet. This is a Samsung Galaxy 10. I had to bust out the tablet to be able to see. And I don't know, my camera is going to be wonky, my friends. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's absolutely vibrant. It's absolutely beautiful laid out on your tablets. It's just not, as easy to flip through like I like to do. You know what I mean? Like I have to, dun, 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 let's hope I find something I like. But all the step out, so it's not this particular book, in Kindle anyways, the digital copy, it's not laid out like it would be laid out on in the book, right? So like step number 5 is just on one, step number 6, step number or wet on wet. So for $2.99, or for those of you ladies in the US, less than $2.99, definitely, definitely worth it. So my library, let's see. We have good morning or good afternoon. Yeah, no, still morning here. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Devon. Hey, Kimberly. Welcome. Good to see you. Hey, Cheryl. Don't enjoy wine and shop. Yes, yeah, no. Who says? Am I the only one that has 200 things in their save for later cart? Therese only has 2. Oh, no. Good morning, Eileen. Again. So we've got the Creative Watercolor. This 15-minute watercolor I just bought. I bought a sample of this expressive, not bought. I downloaded a sample of expressive little faces. Look how cute they are. Look. This is a sample copy. I don't know how much instruction would be in the sample. Look how cute. Supplies. Oh, and that was it. So I didn't get to see any projects in the sample copy. That one's a $15 book. So in the sample, you just goes through the uh so 15-minute watercolor, the art of visual note taking, cursive, power of creativity, keys to drawing for joy. Leonardo da Vinci, 197 drawings, 101 textures in colored pencil, 101 textures in graphite and charcoal. So that's what I have downloaded on my Kindle app. Some of these are samples, like Ladies Drawing Night. Look at this. I've never seen this before. Oh, hold it for it. See what I mean, Vern? I gotta figure out how to work this app when you're looking at books. Anyone see this? Have this book? Ladies Make Art, Get Inspired, Join the Party. Ladies Drawing Night by Julia Rothman, Lee Gorin, and Rachel Cole. Photographs by Kate Edwards. That sounds like something that interests Ladies Drawing Night. I'm in. Cardboard City. Wait a second. Let's see. Click on that. This is a sample copy, so it might not be. Yeah, I can't look at it. Can't look at it. The so on this book. Dang it. So not techie, my friends. Yeah, see the samples. I guess I already used the downloadable sample. Devon has 50 things on her wish list. I don't feel too bad then. So I did buy this one, 15-minute watercolor masterpieces. I don't know if any of you guys already have this one. And I think I don't think, it was $15 Canadian for the digital copy versus $32, like 30 something dollars for the actual book. But I chose it in digital form for this particular one because when you'll see here, there are step by step. This is a kind of a step by step book. If you could see this in real life, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want my camera showing, but this is super vibrant, my friends. Super vibrant. Brush strokes. So it always starts with supplies and usually color theory and wet on wet. And so there's some blending, softening, staining, splattering, dry brush. Here's some of the projects. This is one of those books that's a step-by-step project type book. So for example, cloudy sky, we have supplies, watercolor paper, round brush, small 2 or 3, medium 5 or 6, pencil, masking tape, paper, napkin. Napkin is, oh, well, no, they're probably using it to blot. So project colors, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue. I love me some cerulean blue. So then this one is step by step, right? What's interesting on this one, if you see, yeah, Eileen, this is the first, I kid you not, I have not turned on this, my tablet, this is a Samsung Galaxy 10. I haven't turned this bad boy on in 2 years. I had to upload, like I had to sign into Google accounts, and then it took forever to update a million apps, and it took me about half an hour to get it working again this morning. But like reading something like this, like a book on this big of a tablet, is awesome. Let me just so it's step by step on this one. In this book, I should say. I know I'm gonna have some weird like glares and washout. My apologies. I can't control my settings on my camera at the moment. So it shows you some color mixing with some of the basic colors. And it shows you wet on wet. What I like, look at the little dots. Like it's that beginner that it's showing me which colors. She's showing me that, okay, over here she used more, she charged in some blue, and over here she charged in the lighter one. Step by step how she did that. And then number 4, right, on dry, how she added a little bit of the layering. Sorry, my camera's focusing on and out. Focusing on and out. Drink some coffee, Paula. Who learned me how to spoke? Then even more. And then she gives you options, right? If you wanted a little bit more, summerish or springish or winter. Autumn in a circle. So this particular book are just little projects. And I think that's why that's why I chose this one in a digital version where I could get, like 2 books for the price of one. Because this particular book, when it's step out project, oh sweet goodness, I didn't look up. When it's step by step outs, it's not like it's not a book that's heavily that has that has a lot of their personal work in it. Like, some of the watercolor books we have of, Gene Haynes or something like that. I like the physical copy because it's, lots of those books have a full page of the artwork, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So this book doesn't have a lot of eye candy artwork to look at. It's a step by step technique book. Look at this. Watercolor undercover seascape. Undercover. Watercolor underwater seascape. Sweet loving goodness. English is hard. Words are hard. So using mask, step 1, you see step 2, step 3, step 4. Look at this whale. That reminds me of something. I love this type of galaxy stuff, right? Wet on wet, blooms and flows. That's all my jam. And then the whole section on galaxies. Did I see the zine Mary paint? Like the Mary Altier? Mary? Is that who we're talking about? I have not, if it's her. I haven't seen anybody do a zine, to be honest. But is that who we're talking about? The Mary Altier? Is that how you pronounce it? Look at that full moon. So for me, a book like this for $15 Canadian, it'll be a little bit less in the US. Look at that. There's a galaxy and a teacup. Good morning, Jersey Crafter. Morning, Sandy. My apologies if I missed anybody. No, I have to check it out if it's the Mary Altia. I definitely have to check it out later. Whale Galaxy, foliage. So it's quite a big book. And I think one that I feel I should say that I don't feel good. That's not the right word. Um, Satisfied. That's not the right word either. I'm happy to have a digital copy of this book. Right. This is a type of book that I'm good with having a digital copy. Uh, and I'd rather have a digital copy of a book like this, two books in a digital form rather than one physical book. Not saying that I didn't order 5 physical books today. Yeah, but something like this, like 101 Textures. I think Janet made me buy this book a long time ago. I've had this one downloaded for a while. 101 Textures in colored paper, a colored pencil, excuse me. Let's see. Let's look at ocean. So again, these books are, oh, that's nice. So they're step outs. Fire. This is fire. Fire is a challenging structure to render. Curls and swirls. Step 2, use sharp crimson lake with medium pressure. I love when they give you colors. It helps me anyways as I'm learning. Black with heavy pressure. Continue creating smaller and smaller shapes and swirls within the flames with canary yellow. So this is another good book to have digital. Like I said, especially when some of these digital copies are, well, the digital copy of the Creative Watercolor by Anna Victoria Calderon, that was like 90% cheaper than the physical book. That book is called. Dang it. Let's see if I can go back to the page. 15-minute watercolor masterpieces created frame worthy art in just a few simple steps. Anna. Anna. I won't try to pronounce that. Hey, Gilly. But I like this type of work, right? That's what attracted me to it, right? To the loose. Look at those mountains and a beautiful thing. But yeah, I think it was $15 Canadian. The digital copy, half the price of the. I did look. I downloaded a sample of expressive flower painting. Simple. Dang it. Expressive flower painting. Simple mixed media techniques for bold, beautiful blooms by Lynn Whipple. Now, Lynn Whipple. That name sounds familiar. I don't. Do I have books by her already? Do I follow her somewhere else? Lynn Whipple. Was she one of the Stampington artists? Yeah, no, there's not that many samples in here. Don't. This is a sample, so yeah. I can't see the art in there. That's the hard part for me with art books. I need to be able to see what's inside. To see what's inside. Anyways, that's why I busted out my good old tablet. Don't squeeze the Sherman. Yeah, Lynn used to be a blogger too. That name sounds super familiar. I'm gonna have to Google that. Why would I remember that? Did she like, was she part of the I'm gonna have to Google it. Why her name sounds so familiar. Well, Carla Sondheim discussing her when Lynn was gone. Biography. Sorry, guys. I'm just interested now. Why? Hmm, I don't know why that name sounds so familiar. Cloth, paper, scissors. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's I've been published myself more than once in cloth, paper, scissors. I had so maybe that's why, like Pages Magazine or cloth, paper, scissors, or like I said, Art Journaling Magazine or Somerset Studio. Like I probably know that name from there for sure. Was it? Wasn't there Lynn Whipple that did mixed media with red dunce hats on? See, Anita, is that what I'm thinking of? Let me get out True Colors. Is Lynn Whipple in True Colors? Is that where I'm finding? What my? It's right here. So just give me a moment. I don't have to look too far for it. I try not to cause a craft a lunch. Maybe I will have to cause a craft a lunch. This, like I said, this is my original True Colors and I remember paying big bucks for this bad boy too, back in whenever it came out, 2003. Let's see, Lynn Perella, Sarah Fishburne, Tisha Moore, Marilyn Kelly, Lindsay Jacobs, Nina Bagley, Michelle Ward, Anne Bagby, Karen Michael, Monica Rife, Lisa Hoffman, Claudine Helmuth, Lisa Renner, Judy Wright, Keely Burm. No, but that sounds familiar, Anita. That sounds familiar. Let me tell you how much time I spent poring over this book. I must have read and looked at every single piece of art in this book over and over and over about a million times. Anyway, I'm sure it'll come to me sometime in the future. So what should we do, my friend? Should I do some art? Should I do some cleaning? I should drink some coffee. Yeah, I really suggest like that. This, like I said, True Colors. It's a book. I believe Stampington still publishes it. Maybe be able to get it digitally. Um, it again, like back when altered books or the scrapbooking, all the things I did. This was kind of my first, art journaling magazine, and this was my first foray that I saw all this type of collage and stuff in these books or in book form like this, and this was their round robin. Like, I mean, I just fell in love with all these people, and I have, like, of course, I then bought, I have books by, and do I have Michelle Ward for sure, Nina Bagley, Tisha Moore. I have a few things, Lynn Perella, more than one book, maybe even Sarah Fishburne. I might have a book. Like, these original, like, I when I look back and I think about, Tisha Moore and Lynn Perella, Nina Bagley, Karen Mike, all those people, those artists definitely inspired me from the beginning. Like Claudine Helmuth, of course. Of course, I have Claudine Helmuth's books. But this is standard. This book is standard the test of time. Oh, I love Lynn Perella. I absolutely her I love her style. But I especially love this book because you know me, I've said this before that if I'm looking at other people's art, I'm looking close. I'm like, ooh, I have that sticker. Ooh, that's an old Kane Company something. Oh, you know what I mean? So for me going through all this, I love to see how they added. And maybe some of the styles are a little bit, you know, I wouldn't say dated, but maybe dated. It's all coming back in style now, anyways. But it's laid out based on it was a I don't know if they called it an art journal back then. What did they call it? It says, Dear reader, in 2001, I received a call from Michelle Ward telling me that she and 14 other artists were working on a project involving the exchange of art journals. So she did call it that. So I bought this book in 2003, but really it took me another 6 years before I guess I got, maybe not the right word, like it took me another 6 years before I brave enough, maybe, I don't know, before I did any actual art journaling. But so they did a round robin, 14 artists, and that's how the book's laid out by each artist's um, particular book. So this is originating artist Lynn Perella. So this is Lynn Perella's, and they it was the project was called True Color. So each journal that was sent around had a color theme. The theme was a color. So I guess Lynn Perella's was cream. Lynn's snowy white, and then the artists talk about how they worked on it, right? So Judy Reich says Lynn's snowy white journal arrived in a frothy flourish. Speaking of creamy white dresses and cool satin sashes, I love the idea of women in white as a theme for my entry, so I began by finding my wedding photo. Taking the lead from Lynn's inside covers, I used photo transfers on fabric and paper, stitching and gluing them together in a sort of loose quilt featuring women and girls in commemorative dresses. Drink some coffee. Vintage fabrics in shades of cream to pearl, buttons, and old patterns added dimensions to the pages. I even used parts of ivory invitations to weddings, graduations, and communions. Tucked inside an ivory vellum envelope in a wisp of lace is a miniature book of white dresses. The young girl in the communion photo is my mother, truly a celebration of white as a well of life's passages. So she explained, like, the thoughts behind her page. So that's how it's laid out. This is Lynn Perella's book, and her theme was white, and so then it's all the artists. Not all, I guess. Not every journal does it show all 14 entries in that particular journal. Right? You can tell like that's Claudine Helmuth. Like I could still see that her before even looking at the name. You know who did that? Tisha Moore. So that's how it's laid out. Then it's red. So Sarah Fishburne had her journal was red. So like I said, lots of inspiration for me, like Tisha Moore, all of that in the early 2000s. Like I said, I was still too scared in 2003, as a scrapbooker and stamper who hadn't done any art, right? That teaches art fest. Oh, that would have been wonderful to go to, Glenda. I do, on the dark side of the room, have a couple of issues of Let's Play that I bought from, like, I kid you not, my friends. So 2003, back then, that's when I bought a lot of stuff. 2003 for some reason, I bought a lot of stuff. But um, from I think it was limited edition. The limited edition website was selling them or something. I don't know if I bought them right from her. Anyways, I do have a couple of her Let's Play fancy zines. Got True Colors, a palette of collaborative art journals. So it was the first time I'd heard the term art journals, and then I really didn't. Of course, I bought I bought all the books after this, right in between. Like I know there's some like I showed them the other day, but it wasn't until 2009 when Art Journaling magazine started that I found a copy of Art Journaling magazine that really then pushed me into art journaling. I am not having a good time with my French press, my friends. Let's be. I'm just too lazy for a French press. that's the bottom. That's the bottom line. Not that K cups or K cups. You got to be pretty lazy for K cups. But and it's not anything. You can't dump. You're not supposed to, anyways, or so I heard. coffee grinds down a sink, right? So I have this other little container, and so after I use the French press, I gotta clean it out, rinse the coffee grinds out, make sure none of the grinds go down the sink as to not clog the sink. It's a hassle. If I had a regular coffee maker that had a filter, right, even if it was just like a, the $20 Mr. Coffee or something stupid, like, it's easier to clean with a filter, but the French press doesn't have a filter, so there's literally coffee grinds everywhere, and I'm paranoid, scared to death of some of used coffee grinds going down the sink and clogging up the pipes. So I don't know. I don't necessarily can't afford it. Well, I don't know if I want a Keurig. Maybe I'll just buy like a cheap, like old-fashioned drip coffee maker. I don't know. Hey, Joyceage. Oh no, never what. No, I shouldn't say that. I'll get in trouble from YouTube. Never mind. Wonderful to see you, Joyceage. But I'm gonna flip through this Animal Crossing book. I think I might bust out my watercolor and draw something Animal Crossing. I haven't actually. I mean, look, I treasured it. I didn't even want to crack the spine on this bad boy. Hi, Miko. So you guys know that. Glenda you've told me, we were in Maryland, you told me about a couple different classes. Glenda's been to some wonderful retreats and classes and Art Fest. You've been to Art Fest, right? Or Journal Fest? Or what did they call it out there in Seattle? Oh, I would have loved to go to one of those. Big bucks, big bucks. Although I was blessed, don't get me wrong, I was absolutely blessed. The Club Scrap retreats that I went to years and years and years ago were absolutely amazing. And, to be able to meet Tim Holtz and all that, I was definitely blessed. And of course, going to Maryland in the art retreat there and able to meet so many of you guys, that's wonderful. So this book, even though like this one says New Leaf, so Animal Crossing right now is the New Horizons, and this came out, so I don't know, there might be some New Leaf references in here versus New Horizons, but still, right, there's Patty. She's on my island right now in this dress. It was, so it's definitely, this is New Horizons, but Isabel. I'm all about the Animal Crossing merch. Hannah, are you playing Animal Crossing? I'm addicted.
What's that?
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, sorry.
Simon's answering me. Oh, I love me. My Animal Crossing has enriched my life, my friends, in the strangest of ways. Nobody was on my island this morning. I was sad. So it's a kid's book. But that's what it's fun because this is what the stuff looks like. I mean, a little bit more realistic in the game, but that's how the shells and everything look like. Same as the lilies, posies, Jacob's ladder, right? These are the flowers in the game. Like Jacob's ladder, that's the one I just found on my island a couple days ago because my island reached 5 stars. Murda, my friend, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. Well, welcome to the Hot Mess Art Gang and the Journal Artista. I truly appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you so much. So I got a Jacob's ladder because that meant that my island went 5-star. But this is old because carnations, there's no carnations yet anyways. Carnations, dandelions, or violets in Animal Crossing New Horizons. New Horizons is my first foray into Animal Crossing. I haven't played Nintendo or really any video games for 15 years other than like Heyday. I love me some Heyday. Well, I haven't played in obviously a long time, but I love me some Heyday. New Leaf. Oh, then maybe you definitely would like this book I had because this is more New Leaf. The Bells. I'm a billionaire. I just backed a Kickstarter. It was like $20. It was that was doing some pins, Animal Crossing pins. So some of the old things. Going to Nook's Crannies. Yeah, see, Nook's Homes, that's different. So it's, like I said, there's some similar things. Obviously, these characters like Kix is also in the new game. Hi, Joyceage. This is Leaf. He's in the game. Leaf sells bushes and shrubs and stuff. More stickers. Label Mabel and Abel. So some of these I could cut out and use as collage. Um, but I've also mostly bought this book for reference so that, I'm obviously in my game, I have things, right? But, uh, like, for example, where's some of my characters that I have? I could put this sticker on my page and then draw it, use it as a reference to draw the character. There's 400 different, almost 400 anyways, um, different characters. Jane bought herself a Switch Lite for Mother's Day. I I I didn't. I bought a Switch Lite, not the original Switch, because I said to myself, and when I bought it was before like Animal Crossing has become the hottest thing since sliced bread, right? Like, so now it's almost impossible to buy a real, not a real Switch. Of course, the Switch Lite is real, but to buy the original Switch that so I could hook it up. Because anyways, when I was buying it, I'm like, I'm only buying the Switch Lite so I play Animal Crossing. I don't need the big one. I don't need to see it on the TV. Yeah, right. After about 1 week, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I had the original one so I could see it on my TV, so I could see my museum in my TV. Although Simon probably doesn't want me to get one because then he'd never watch any other, nothing else would ever be on my TV. But they're almost impossible to get right now. What's happening? Like scalpers, so you can get a Switch Lite pretty easily, but the actual Nintendo Switch, there are these bots that go on um, Best Buy and Amazon, and as soon as Best Buy releases new Switches or puts them in stock, then these bots come in and just buy them all. They'll buy like 100, and then they are scalping them on eBay. So you can't get a Switch. Like normally a Switch Canadian is $399, $399.99. In the U.S. is 290. I forget what it is American. Anyways, I won't quote it because I'll probably misquote it. So what people are doing because they know it's so hot and so in demand, they're selling it on eBay for like 600 American dollars. So I want one so bad, but I can't. Simon doesn't want me to buy one from a scalper, so I guess I'll have to wait. But I told him, I'm trying to convince him, like, but if I get the real Switch, so with the Switch, right, and like gaming channels, whatever, like if I had a real Switch, you could buy a converter, an adapter, or whatever it's called, and then I can stream my island and stuff, which is like ultimately what I want to do because like some of my art friends, like you guys know, I've Ange, I think Edge is at work, but there's a few people I've enabled to buy a Switch and Animal Crossing. So on my island, like I have a fully developed, like I've put 400 hours into this game. Um, that's how much I enjoy it and how much it's like helping my mental health and all that. Um, but my island, like I have things. Oh, I've got plans. Like I would love um, to create scavenger hunts, and you can have up to 8 people on your island at once, right? And I would love to have like scavenger hunts. And there's so many art, like people that do it. Like I know Suzanne, our concerned owl, Suzanne. She's big into it. Now I haven't gone into Animal Crossing into the any of the customization design stuff, right? So you can put your own, like Suzanne. I'm sure her town flag. I'm sure what she's wearing is her own art. So you can create QR codes and all of that in Animal Crossing, like in this the studio part of it, which is on like Nintendo Switch Online. Let's see. Game specific services. This is a Nook link. But so there's passport. There's my passport. You can see Paula. I'm an addicted islander, an accomplished artisan. My island name is Artista. And then my residence. I have Deidre, Poncho, Patty, Graham, Pippi, Flo, Beardo, Solier, Claus, and Tipper. But so in this design section, right, you can send custom designs made in some other Animal Crossing games, Animal Crossing New Horizons. You can scan QR codes, and you can make your own. So I could scan my own art, take a picture of my own art, turn it into like an art journal page, for example, or whatever, turn it into a QR code with that app, and then have, so like for example, there's magazines in the game, right? And you can take that magazine, you can customize the magazine. It's called customization. You can customize the magazine to put your own art in there. If I took a picture of my art or whatever I wanted, doesn't have to be your own art, and then you can customize the things in the game, like the magazines, the clothing, the um, wallpaper, any of those type of things. You can customize it to exactly what you want. Like I haven't gone anywhere near, like if you follow Suzanne on Concerned Owl on Facebook, I saw her post something about how I guess her husband's right into Animal Crossing too, and he created wallpaper of her face. It's amazing. So I haven't dived into any of that type of customization stuff over on Animal Crossing, like how you can personalize your island to like your art, your specific art. Yeah, a few painters are putting their art on canvases there. Exactly, I had it. Or putting their art on clothing, and you can sell your clothes. Like people, not sell you. People can. So if I have a creator studio, not creator studio, that's YouTube. So if I make QR codes in that, right, in your own game, you can go and find my artwork and then use it on your island. Like it's so cool. I just I haven't dived into or delved into or whatever word I'm supposed to be using there. I have not looked into any like of those customization aspects yet. I'm just enjoying the what's already within the game, you know. But I would love to be able to stream Animal Crossing in the future and like have people over, have parties on my island. Oh, so fun. It is so much fun. So much fun. I've been trying to get my mom to get into one, but no. Not yet anyway, not yet. But the museum, and now since the update a week ago or in the end of May with the art gallery in the museum, my friends, the art gallery, and then you have to, oh, I just love it. Oh, I just love it. Fortune. But I mostly bought the book for all the stickers of all of the characters, some of the fish. But see, these are cartoony looking fish, but in the game, the fish, the bugs, anything in nature is realistic looking. So if you when you catch an emperor butterfly, it looks like a real emperor butterfly. Clear bank would kill me. Yeah, don't. That would be the ultimate enabler if I'm enabling a $300 Switch purchase. So don't. You really have to research it before you're interested in it. Like don't if it's your type of thing, but it's absolutely my kind of thing. So one day maybe I'll have to wait a year for a real Switch, but one day. In the meantime, I'm blessed to have my Switch Lite. I truly believe that. I'm blessed to have my Switch Lite and I enjoy it and I play it every day. And so, like I said, I like all these little guys. The little stickers. And I mean, if you can have Pocket Camp, you can get the Pocket Camp. Nintendo has an app, a phone app called Pocket Camp that you can play which is free. So let's see. Let's find one of my guys. And then all the fruits. Like this is exactly like what's in the game. There's 400 characters, so it might take me a minute to. I'm just going to try to find one. Doesn't matter which one. This is like Frida. She's on Angie's Island. She looks like a hamburger, and like her dress looks like fries. And you can see on the other side, but on the back of her head, she has like sesame seeds. No, Twitch is a streaming service like YouTube or Ustream used to be, right? Twitch is just a streaming service. I shouldn't say just. It's a big streaming service that a lot of gamers use. Why can't I? Like I said, there's 400 characters. None of those are the ones that are on my island right now. Tipper. We'll just use Tipper. Tipper's a cow. And it's so funny. The game, if you like puns, my friends, the game is full of puns. Love it. This is my watercolor journal over here. So I figure if I sketch them, I'll probably watercolor them. So just using what's beside me. No, Nintendo Animal Crossing is a Nintendo. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh no! Why is my look? It came out of the coil. What? How did that even happen? Sorry, I've got like one thing off the coil. One wrong. Yeah, no, it's a Nintendo platform, like an original Nintendo game. There's a word I'm looking for. I can't think of what it is. I think I'll just draw it on the back of this empty page. Somebody keep reminding me of the time. I'm looking for a pencil. A pencil and a rubber. Well, I don't know. I just have the Prismacolor Ebony one in front of me, so. Although I'm going to use my. I'm going to take the advice of Danny Gregory. Use ink, use a pen. But I suggest, if you don't know if you like it, there's a few videos that I've posted where you hear other people talking about it. Um, but you can try Pocket Camp. And if you kind of like Pocket Camp, Animal Crossing, like the Pocket Camp app, if you like that, the official game or the big game is like that times a million. I need to do an art journal page saying like calling all of my friends are animals. Animal Crossing. Welcome, Lainey. Yeah, so the kids. So what had happened? Like, so when Animal Crossing came out, and so at first, right, you're watching it, and you can watch the gaming channels and everything, and there's not that many kids. And then I guess PewDiePie, I don't guess, I know, PewDiePie did a video, like, what was it called? Like, my wife cheats on me on Animal Crossing or something silly. So then, of course, and all the 12-year-olds bought the game. But I think a lot of the young kids now that bought it because PewDiePie talked about it are like over it. This is a game that Nintendo. Ah, I've already smudged that. Well, I'm gonna smudge it. I'm just gonna smudge it all. Um, a game that Nintendo says they're gonna update for 3 years. Anita called an interest. I bought an interesting book at Target yesterday called "Own Your Everyday: Overcome the Pressure, Prove, and Show Up for What You Were Meant." Well, now that's the type of book I need, Anita. That's calling my name. Write it down. Sounds like it was written for me. So, like I said, they have a lot of puns in Animal Crossing, right? So, and they do funny things like Tipper is a cow character named Tipper, right? Oh boy. Again, this for me, what I'm doing right now, it's not about product, it's just about process. So, it's just putting ink to paper, getting myself used to muscle memory and all that fun stuff. So, it could be quite hot mess. Maybe not my best work, but over here you see the good, bad, and the ugly. All right, so this is the tiniest of references, so it might be hard. Let's see. I have not sketched anything in a long time, so go easy on me, my friends. Go easy on me. That would be here. And her mouth is just a little. And her horns are gold. I should be holding my pencil further out. And my hands are shaky, so. And her ears are blue. And Tipper doesn't have eyes. Tipper has, her eyes are never open. She has the most beautiful mascara on all the time. So her eyes over here is black. No, eyelashes. And if that's where her horn is, that's where the edge of her eye would be. I'm trying to not think of what she looks like. I'm trying to go by the reference. Actually, like, okay, so her, this bottom part of her eye, and I apologize, I can't zoom in. I don't have control over my webcam, my friends. My apologies. I'm working on a solution. Just bear with me. So I'm using my techniques that I was taught, not what I think I see, but what I see. So the edge of her eye, right, the lines, the point of the outer edge of her eyelash lines up with her horn there. Let's see. So her body starts from the middle of where her thing is. Boy, I have not put pencil to paper to like actually draw something like this in a long time, my friends. Oh my God, I already got the sweet loving goodness. I already got that proportion off. That process, not perfection, Paula. Process. Oh, it's all just no. See, then that's her arm's not long enough. Hold the fort. I need my rubber. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need a rubber because when I ink this again, I'll ink it with black before I watercolor it. So let's see. Her tail peeking out. And I have to get this close. This is the tiniest of references. And it's too hard. It's too tiny for me to be able to draw. Like her foot is her hoof, I suppose. And probably, the Prismacolor Ebony Jet Black pencil, probably not the best to use as well. Hi, Galena. Hi, Suzanne. She's got a smoky eye, that's for sure. Bye, Claire. Have a good day, my friend. Good evening. All right. Tipper, where's your other arm? So what do you think? Half decent for the first time drawing something in like a year and a half. Definitely could have been worse. Drink some coffee. I'm gonna ink it now. I'll ink it with my Uniball Vision Elite, dry it, and then we'll add some watercolor to it. Very rough sketch. All right. I need a piece of paper, just a blank piece of paper for me to use under my hand so I don't, as to not smudge the graphite. Okay, Muffy Cake. I just need something under my hand so I don't. Ew, boy. All right, I'll just go over where I want the line. Because her black, her smoky eye, like I Hannah said, her smoky eye, her fabulous mascara. She's probably wearing some Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Ooh, my hand is a shaky right now. Like super shaky right now. The Vision Elite pen. I'm just like where it's complete black before I add a little watercolor. I'm just fill that in with the Vision. Oh, her nostril over there is a little white tipper. You have one big nostril. So much for like the side or whatever 3/4 view or whatever this is called. Again, my friends, I'm just a self-taught artist. So if I'm doing something wrong, you know, don't hate me. I'm self-taught. I learned from others in books, and I never, I didn't take an art class past grade 8 in high school. I took ceramics as my art credit because I thought, to go to art class, you had to know how to draw. And, back then I couldn't draw a straight line with a ruler. I didn't know, like, I didn't know drawing was about learning to see, not drawing is something you learn and practice. I wish I knew that when I was young. So I'm just wherever her black spots are, just filling in with the uniball rather than, I guess I could have done some type of black watercolor paint. I'm going to leave the stripes of her dress when I color it in watercolor. Half decent, except for I guess I messed up her nose over here. It should be like, see how I did a curve under? I have problems with that, with curves. Like, I've got to practice that. So if I'm doing a vase, like that side, but I have a hard time doing that other side of the curve. There, who does that exercise? Is that from drawing on the right side of the brain, where it talks about, yeah, like even if I'm doing parentheses, I always had a hard time with that other one going the opposite way. Yeah, yeah. Uniball Vision Elites are waterproof. I've been using them for a long time. These, I know Dee Dee loves them. I know this is the pen that Linda Berry recommends in all of her, like, uh, that's one of the ones like in syllabus. My favorite art books ever. When she talks about the supply list for syllabus, is this book is about her class that she taught at is it the University of Wisconsin? So there's very few like supplies that she tells people to get for her class, but a Uniball Signal pens, I believe, are one of them. That's what I think her favorite. Crayons, Uniball Signal. I just bought some refills for them. They're not cheap. Uniball Vision Elite. I keep saying Signal. Sorry, guys. It's Vision Elites. Vision Elite. So I did that curve under, but it should have been over. Like I have a problem. I don't know why. I think there was like that vase exercise that that lets you know, like not lets you know, but explains why I have trouble going the opposite way. Tipper's kind of cute, so I'm gonna heat gun. Uniball signals are good too. That's why I keep mentioning signals and Vision Elites, but that's a Vision Elite. Heat gun. Thanks, Shauna. Putting in the mileage. That's right, Jane. Hey, Gail. Miko took sculpture. Yeah, exactly. Like, and when I say I took ceramics, I said this the other day. When I say I took ceramics, it wasn't even sculpture. It was like the ceramics you do. You know, when you go to a store, you can go like they have the stores where it's already molds. You're just pouring the stuff into the mold, and then you clean it, you paint it, and it goes into the kiln. So it's not even like it was all molds. It was just painting. I shouldn't say just. Let me take that back. That sounds wrong. It was painting molds and stuff. So it wasn't which is still artistic and craftsy and good, and I loved it. I still have lots of things I made then in 94 2 I can't remember. Anyway, I do have quite a few things still left, but I was so afraid of any type of like fine art, I guess is the right word. Julie. So I just want to make sure that's dry before I do. All right, where's my rubber? My last eraser. What time is it? Making sure 12:30. Got half an hour. Perfect time. By the time I do a little watercolor on this bad boy, and I think I'm just gonna bust out my Jane Davenport Prima watercolor tin here. Who took my eraser from yesterday? Who took it? It was right here. There it is. It's black, so it's harder to see on top of my black table. And Didi did make me buy one of those bad boys. Although I don't have any cute cats to let them play with like Didi. I have cute dogs, but not cute cats. Better use something I bought for Alvin dusting brush. All right, look how cute. I'm pretty happy with the tipper. Pickle Rick might be one of the American Animal Crossing characters. Well, thanks, Eileen. I did not see that. I think Joyce says she has a Vision Elite. Yeah, I've killed a few Vision Elite pens, so that's why I ordered on Amazon a couple weeks. It's not here yet. I just bought refills. I think it was $4 for 3, because I have a bunch of the already pen. Like this is a nice heavy duty. They're more expensive pens, right? So I just bought the refill. So just this cartridge. I think they were 3 for $4 or something. It was reasonable. Reasonable, but it's a nice dark black pen. I like the way it flows out of it. I like it on top of watercolor or under watercolor. Heat gun. Although tipper, like up here, so for example, if you see up in the top, dang it, maybe not. My camera, the lighting is, but I can't tell. So she has the dark spot on her top eye there, and that's also where her eyelashes are on that side. So I am going to have to use a black watercolor paint or some type. All right, let's find my watercolors. And this is my set, a Medine watercolor tin that a few years ago, 5 years, when Jane Davenport and Prima came out with all their watercolors, um, I bought them all. I spent hours and hours and hours swatching them all, comparing them all, and finally consolidating them all because there was quite a few duplicate colors between the two brands because it's the same manufacturer. So after all of it, all the different these plus 12 more colors are the unique colors. So I'm just giving her a little spray. Let's see, I'll get out a Princeton Neptune 6. Hold the fort. Ew. Okay, wait. I do I have water here. It's not clean, but I've only used it with watercolor, right? I should probably take a 5-minute break and get some real watercolor. I don't want to use my Princeton Neptune. I don't want to use my fancier brushes if that water has acrylic in it. Know what I mean, Vern? Well, Uniball makes Signal and Vision Elites, right? Uniball, I believe. Welcome, Diana, if I didn't say. Welcome, Susanna from Australia. What do you think, guys? I should, eh? I don't want to risk messing up my good watercolor brushes because I can't remember if I put like acrylic or some type of acrylic paintbrush in that water. What time is it? No. It's already 12:35. Razor frazzin. How am I going to do this? Think. Well, I do have water in here. Clean water that I know of. Maybe I'll use this so that I don't have to. We only got 20 minutes left, so I don't want to go and take a 5-minute break and be whatever. So we will use what's around us. We will use what's around us. I don't know, this random thing. I've got my spray bottle that has some fresh water in it. Use what you have. And we're just going to put a little color to Tipper here. So, Tipper, she's so cute. All right, so first I'm going to wet. This is a Princeton Neptune number 6. Maybe I should have had a 4. Now I got the hiccups, excuse me. I like to work and I don't know, maybe it's because all those swatches I did when I first, oh no, look, the black. It's not permanent, my friend. It's not dry or it's making a liar out of me, one or the other, or both. All right, let's do some pink over here. But I did a lot of swatching. I did a lot of testing with these Prima and Jane Davenport watercolors. They're craft, um, they're student grade, but they're fun to use. Absolutely. Like people got kind of worked up when I did all that testing. Not worked up, not the right word. But I was never saying that, oh, the Prima and Jane Davenport. It was more like I just didn't want people to buy if they're the exact same from the exact same manufacturer, right? Like there's no need for everybody to buy all both. If you already had the Prima, not that I don't love Jane Davenport and have a lot of her stuff, but if you already had the Prima watercolors, right? Because Primas came out before the Jane Davenport ones. And my whole thing was if you already had Primas, then you didn't necessarily need the Jane Davenports because there were no unique colors. Maybe 2 out of like however many, I can't remember now, but anyways, if there were unique colors, it was literally only 1 or 2. What color? Tipper's hooves are gold. I don't have, oh, I do have gold in this one over here. So this is the wrong side of the paper. Let's see. I might not even kept the black in here. I didn't. We shall have to make a gray. Oh, my darkest of blues. Make some mud or something over here. Yeah. I wish I had a smaller brush. My hands are too shaky. Uh-oh. Oh no. All right, so how not to watercolor? I was just pre-wetting her little dress over here. Now all the other stuff is blooming into it, which I guess is not a bad thing. We're just gonna color her. But except if I put, let's see. We're just practicing. It doesn't have to be an exact science. Why am I? It's again process, not product. So why am I worried about it? We are just having some fun. I can draw Tipper a million more times. Making her dress. How not to watercolor on a fine Monday morning. Making some mud down here. Well, Tipper started out good. We started good. This is the lightest, one of the lightest of blues from these sets. But let me go back to these watercolors. A lot, if you see a lot of the watercoloring I did, especially my favorite thing to do, the swatching, that type of meditative practice that I like to do. It I really enjoy the Prima and Jane Davenport colors here. Just trying to add some blue there, just for like a little shading, little depth. I said how this is a hot mess over here. How not to watercolor on a Monday morning? And I almost dipped my paintbrush in the coffee. Little horns are gold. Well, they're gold striped. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have done wet on wet in here. It should have probably been wet on dry. And her ears are bright blue, so we have a blue. And a little darker. It's showing me around the edges. And Tipper's tail, well, it's darker. I guess if I went back over it with black, like, I've got a little too much wet on wet merging going on in here. Good night, Suzanne, at 2:35 a.m. Sweet goodness. Have a good sleep, my friend. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jane. Tipper's so cute. in the game. The Animal Crossing characters are all so cute. I think that's why I like it. Well, one of the reasons I like it. I need Tipper needs some. I forgot some black. Where is my? Well, I'm gonna do my regular thing. We're gonna add. Tipper needs some more blooms. Like I said, whatever. It looks messy. So what am I gonna do? Make it even more mess. Add a few spots. Let it dry, and then maybe I'll go back in with Uniball and kind of clean it up. I gotta add some black to the tail. But hey, for the first time drawing something in like a year and a half, I'm happy. Hey, gun. Hi, Josie. See, and that's that's what I love, Joyceage. How now? So how now, brown cow or blue cow, but brown cow. So I have two cows on my island, Tipper and Patty. Patty says how, like they all have catchphrases too, right? Patty's catchphrase was how now. So every time I talk, she'll be like, she'll say like, good morning, how now? Like those type of references, like puns and stuff, are all over Animal Crossing. He good. See you later, Devon. Take care, my friend. And again, this is Canson Mixed Media Journal. Not mixed media, excuse me. Canson XL Journal with watercolor paper, watercolor journal. I had not heard until Dee Dee said this today about the Canson Mixed Media XL journals coming with rough paper. Now I have no Cal Patty, exactly, Julie. Cal Patty, get it? Like I love me some puns. Those are my favorite type of jokes. I absolutely love, and I mean it's all over Animal Crossing. Those type of puns too. Like I said, when Celia, one of my characters, Celia, said to me, I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I just love pens. Sometimes I buy some expensive pens. I should go get my Switch because I took. You can take screenshots and videos. You can record on your Switch. There's a button, the screenshot button, and if you hold it down, it will record the last 30 seconds of your gameplay automatically. So if you catch a fish you like or something happens cool, you can press that button and it'll give you a 30-second recording of your last gameplay, right? So I have that on there where she's like, be careful, don't buy the expensive pens. And then one of my other villagers said, I can spend a whole day scrapbooking. I'm like, these what? They know me. And then Simon reminded me that it's a Japanese game, and you know, the Japanese love stationery, pens and pencils and books and all the things I love. So that's why the game talks about it. It's not just me, it's just that's why. But in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, they're talking to me. So we need to add black. Like I said, you guys have heard me talking about smoking for a long time. So when especially when I first bought the Switch, I keep talking about marijuana every day. But I do want to share my story about marijuana because now that it's legal here in Canada and more states, it's becoming legal. I think people need to know about cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome and how it can affect you. So that's why I keep talking about it. But I used to smoke, right? Like, so if I'm smoking if I'm having a blunt outside, right? And then all of a sudden, the next day, right, my character called me Pea Puff. And you guys know that people call me P, right? So like one of my best friends, I her name's Paula. So also, so I was P and she was Paula. Like Laurel's always called me P. Like people call me P. So for one of my characters the next day to call me P Puff, I'm like, wait a second here. They're watching me. It's watching me. Oh no. So just outlining again where that black, where my watercolor went over my pen, especially because so the gold watercolor I used on her hooves and her horns, um, that's Prima watercolor, the Prima Decadent Pies. Anyway, whatever it's called. My apologies for not remembering. I think it's Decadent Pies. It's opaque or semi-opaque, anyways, more opaque than in a lot of the other colors. So I'm able to go back over, or it covered up the black lines. So I'm able to go back over that, and I think Tipper, she has a little black thing right here. So a little Tipper. What time is it? Perfect timing. Anyways, we'll cross that out. I need to put a sticker or something over that. So that's my little Tipper guy. First time I painted. I mean, it's definitely wet on everything, but it's a little wonky. It's a little rough around the edges. Monkey with a show yourself out in your own channel, my friends. Oh, sweet loving goodness. I can't. Oh, thank you. Oh, Jane got him before me. Thanks, guys. Did you block or time? Oh no, it says timed out. So that's my little guy. Maybe I can go back in with some. I probably should go back in with some pencil. Give her a little bit more. What do we got going on? The last time I colored anything, I know these were some of the colors I was using. Oh look, I just happen to have some pink in here. I definitely knew I had black and white. Some ink tints. I wonder what I was coloring with this. But it has some blue. Except for it's not sharp. Sorry, that's loud, my friends. That's loud. I do have a little pink that I can add around here for a little bit more definition. Guess I haven't used colored pencils in a long time either, my friends, so bear with me. So like I said, Animal Crossing, it's inspired. Like the first thing I said is like, oh my goodness, I want to draw my characters. Like I want to, which I know sounds. Ange just thinks I'm absolutely hilarious because I take notes every day on my game, right? I say, oh, well, today, you know, Mabel was there, or yesterday Wisp was on my island, and this happened, and what. So I'm gonna be signing off, everybody. Janet's streaming at 1 p.m. Eastern in 7 minutes over at Janet Young. You don't do Monkey Island Madness over there anymore, right? Janet? I don't know if she's still here. Um, I think it's Janet M. Young. Is that what? I think that's what she's going by over here. So I apologize. Um, like I said, I have plans. We're working on it. Hopefully, I'll be able to control my camera in the near future. So I'll be able to go closer and it won't be automatic. I won't have to worry about all the automatic zooming and stuff. So bear with me for the next little while. I believe in starting where you are, using what you have. And if I waited until I had the proper setup and I have this and I have that, it's never going to happen. So we're using what we have, starting where we are, using what we have, and going from there. So I appreciate everybody being here with me today for day number 8. I don't know if I'll be back later on or not, but the day is still young. Let's all go watch Janet, see what type of watercoloring or whatever Eileen's making her do today. Yeah, if for me exactly, Jane. If I wait till I'm ready, I'm never getting it done. That's 100% sure. So, 100% for sure. Now I'm just gonna start. Oh gosh, I probably should not be using my pencil crayons because or my colored pencils because let me tell you, when I can get addicted. Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing. If I'm gonna get addicted to anything, I should be addicted to coloring. But there's something about the blending of the colored pencil that I can absolutely spend hours blending one particular spot. I really enjoy moving, like seeing the pencil blend and perfecting the blend to get such a seamless blend. Like I can go back and forth from pencils here for an hour to color one freaking letter, which you shouldn't have to do. All right, I'm gonna go. If I don't go right now, I'll be coloring this for an hour, literally. Okay, guys. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for the new members and the members in chat. I truly appreciate it. Just you guys being here is wonderful support, especially after being gone for so long. I feel, and I'll say it, I feel better than ever, my friends, better than I have in years and years and years. And and I know, I just have to make sure I continue doing it. I'm cycle is broken. Thanks everybody. I'll see you over at Janet's. Thank you everybody for being here. Much love.